Hi BookTube. I thought I'd go ahead and do a Friday Reads video for you. I apologize for the late, but it's all I have right now since I just got back from work and it's getting a little late. So I've already finished a graphic novel for the year, and that's Heartstopper by Alice Oseman. This is the fourth book in the series. It's an LGBTQ book featuring Charlie and his boyfriend Nick, and how their relationship kind of develops. Charlie, when we first meet him in volume 1, has already been out for some time. In fact, he was outed by another student at his school, which was rather unfortunate. And Nick, when he first meets him, isn't even actually aware that he's gay. He starts to develop feelings for Charlie and then comes to realize that he is. And as the story develops, we're watching that kind of relationship develop between them. As we enter volume 4, Nick still hasn't come out to his dad. That's some unresolved issue with him. And also he's very worried about Charlie. This one particular volume deals a lot with eating disorder that we come to learn Charlie has. And Nick's, very concerned about him and trying to get him help and researching about, how to go about doing that. You can't force somebody to seek help, but he's very concerned about him. And it's really, really a touching story as we see, each of them kind of coming into their own. And it's about, family and relationships. And again, like I said, the mental illness is starting to follow a major topic within that. So I'll have to see where that goes. But I've heard this particular graphic novel has been optioned for a TV series by Netflix. Unfortunately, I just got rid of my Netflix. But I'm enjoying the graphic novels immensely, so I'll just probably stick with that. But really, really good series. I really enjoy it. I also, in terms of my audiobook, because I always have an audiobook going, I'm currently listening to Hamnet by Maggie O'Farrell. I'd say I'm about at least 50% through it right now. It's loosely based on the life of William Shakespeare, although his character is never named in the entire book. It's mostly focused on his wife, Agnes, and their children, their oldest daughter, Susanna, and the twins, Hamnet and Julia, not Juliet. But when Hamnet reaches 11 years old, he catches the plague and passes away. And I guess now he's about to, his father is about to write the play Hamlet. It was really raved through BookTube. A lot of people spoke very highly of it. I'd say I'm finding it just kind of a bit slow and tedious, to tell you the truth. Agnes is probably the most interesting character, although a little far-fetched. I mean, she's apparently, she's a healer. People come to her from the town. She is an herbalist. She's able to put together tinctures and various poultices and things like that to help cure people. But it's like the other aspect of it where she can kind of touch someone's hand and sense where their life is going to go, and this sort of otherworldly, magical kind ofness to it that I don't quite like. It's a bit weird for the story. The other characters we don't really know too much about, other than Shakespeare's father being abusive towards not only him but his children. Hamnet gets warns Hamnet to stay away from him, and but even Hamnet we never really know very much about. There's some weird things that I've come across within the book where the author kind of goes off on this long tangent about the plague and how it kind of spread, following a flea, jumping from one animal to person to, it just got a little oh, come on, this is weird, this is far-fetched. So I didn't enjoy that part of it so far. But like I said, I'm about 50% through. I'm almost to the point where the unnamed character of William Shakespeare is about to write the play Hamlet, which really has nothing to do with his son, since he wasn't the Prince of Denmark and he wasn't old. He was only 11 years old. And I don't understand, other than a very similar name to his son's name, the connection is So I'm not really enjoying it all that much, to be quite honest. This may be an unpopular opinion, but that's just how I feel. And I'm also, on my Kindle, I'm currently reading just a book I had downloaded quite some time ago. This is The Haunting of Whitecrest Estate by Hazel Holmes. Love the cover. I love these creepy covers. I have so many books on my Kindle that this year I've decided to really sort of start reading some of them. I'm just gonna, like, on a whim, might be like a cover will draw me in and I'll say, okay, I'm gonna read that one. And so I chose this one here. A lot of these I've downloaded on my Kindle free. They were just free selections. I get recommendations through emails and stuff like that saying, hey, you might be interested in this. And they could be cozy mysteries, they could be horror, depending on what my selections were. And this, I think, was one of them because I'm not familiar with this author at all. So far, this story is about kind of your typical trope in a horror novel. Main character inherits a property from a relative they barely know much about. Turns out it's haunted. There's some mysterious aspects to it. In this case, we have Judith. She has inherited her late her late aunt's home. Her name was Lilith. I can't say that. Her aunt had fostered children over the years, and something happens to her at the end when she dies. It's very hushed up, but we don't know if she was killed or if she committed suicide. It's a bit of a mystery, but the two children went missing. Some people thought, well, did she, kill them and kill herself? There's a lot of rumors abound within the town, and people are very suspicious about it. But what we keep hearing, the author keeps going on and on and on about so far, is the fact that Judith and her husband Tyler, they have a son named Emmett, are on kind of hard times. They're just barely getting by. They have an apartment. They pay rent. Their jobs, she's like a social worker, he's a teacher, aren't paying very much. They're living almost paycheck to paycheck. And now here they've been gifted this home free and clear. So they'll be able to save money if they move into it, not having to pay rent. But yeah, they have to quit their jobs to move. I'm like, this doesn't make sense. So now you've still got to pay for utilities and food and find new jobs. I don't know if that was such a great idea to move. The problem with this is she didn't leave them any money in the will, and they're not allowed to sell the home. So they're really kind of stuck. But apparently in their minds, this is, this could be beneficial. Well, of course, what happens. They start to see ghosts. Weird things start to happen in the house. But it's that repetition so far I'm finding very annoying. I know already that they, this is supposed to be good for them. That's why they did it. They're going to try and make it work and yada, yada. There's some grammatical issues with this, a lot of choppy sentences. Some could be just typos, but it seems more the way it's written isn't really the greatest, unfortunately. But that happens, I didn't pay anything for it. So, but I'm probably going to finish it. Like I said, I'm maybe again about halfway through that one, if not more. So I'm just kind of curious to see what happened to the aunt and the kids. But anyway, hopefully my next picks will be better. I also have, like I said, I'm going to be choosing a lot more from my Kindle. I still have some physical books I'll pick up from time to time if I'm in the mood, but I really want to crack into this. I also have my Nook, which I finally woke up. I haven't used that in so long. Forgot I had little Skippy screensavers. That's one of them. And I don't know what happened to the edge of this. Anybody have a Nook? It has kind of rubbery texture. The cover was closed for so long, and something made it sticky, and I'm trying to get this, you can see all the weird smudgy kind of stuff on it. I tried Goo Gone, I tried everything, can't get it off. I don't know. But anyway, do you guys use e-readers? I've been seeing a lot of people talking about that. Steve Donahue on his channel was recently talking about his Kindle and his Nook. It made me think, oh yeah, I haven't opened and wakened that thing up in a long time. So I'm happy to see it still works. I actually still have the very first Kindle that ever came out. I think some books are stored on that. I don't even know what's on there. But anyway, I'll most likely be using my Kindle Paperwhite, which I really, really like. So anyway, what are you guys reading? Is there anything good? Suggest something? Let me know, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.